Now in its 10th year, this is Gabnet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Live from Harlem in New York City, it's the Ramble with me. I'm Alex Bennett. That big bearded face you see there is the big bearded face of Chuck Farnham. Hello, Chuck.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Your health okay?
Health is fine.
Yeah?
I haven't been to a doctor in a while, so that's a good sign.
Well, what was your problem again?
The gallbladder removal. But that's all over. I'm now just adjusting food for that little festival. And
Yeah, what do you have to adjust for a gallbladder?
well, like anything with fat in it. Like I'm scared of donuts. Which is what kind of people go, what?
Let me turn on my light here. Here we go. Now you see how beautiful I am? See, what happened was, let me just explain that I forgot that I had a meeting with him because I set his appointment with an alarm and the alarm didn't go off.
Oh, yeah, the other day when we were talking about
And
this.
I looked at my clock and all of a sudden it said 1:04 and I went, wait a minute. Where did time fly since I woke up? At 11:15. What time do you get up?
It depends. I'm usually up around 6.
Really?
Yeah, and then I usually end up taking a nap during the day, and and then I'm up till probably 10:30 at night watching the Hallmark Channel.
Really? The Hallmark Channel?
I love the Hallmark
Channel. Does
Channel.
anybody watch the Hallmark Channel?
I think I'm it.
Really? What do you enjoy about the Hallmark Channel?
It's simple, and I know all the characters because there's the same 8 people. It's the same town for every single movie, and it's comforting to me.
They all shoot them. They shoot them all in the same place.
They shoot them all in the same place. You can actually, if you watch a Hallmark movie, and you look past the scene that's being shot.
Yeah.
You can see another movie being shot further down the street. It's awesome.
They don't care, huh? They don't care.
This week it's all Valentine's Day movies, and then we'll move into 4th of July movies. And
gee, we should look at some of the titles and see what they are.
Yeah, it's from what was the last night? Irish in Love and Wyoming love scene and things like that. They're very simple.
And that's what you watch?
Yeah.
Is that
I don't
all
like
you
scary
watch?
movies.
I mean, do you watch anything else?
Not a lot. I mean, I watch Letterkenny.
Letterkenny? What is Letterkenny?
Letterkenny's this thing that's shot in Canada by these guys.
Wait. Hold on a second. The theme seems to be you like things that are filmed up north.
Well, kind of, yeah. Well, yeah.
Wyoming?
Wyoming.
Yeah.
Most of
Here
the...
comes my assistant with my coffee. Excuse me. Thank you.
Okay.
Most of the Hallmark movies are shot in Washington and in, what is it? Right over the border in Canada there.
Yeah.
But Letterkenny is shot further up, and Letterkenny is written really, really well.
Yeah.
And it's really, really funny. I have to, I just start laughing. So,
Well, since it's going to be our 51st state now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we only got about 1,400 more days of this. I think we're at day 1436 and counting down.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, by then, enough damage will have been done.
Yeah, well, give yourself a couple of weeks and enough damage will be done.
Oh, it's already been done.
Yeah.
You know.
What is? I don't understand it.
And his popularity is quite good.
Yeah, but at some point it's not going to be.
Oh, and once people suddenly realize they're paying more for their groceries, and once they
Right.
realize they're paying more in their taxes, and so on and so forth, I mean, that's going to be it.
Yeah, Hitler was a great guy in the beginning, and then it all fell apart.
Yeah, he was a great guy in the beginning. What was that?
I don't know. My grandma
noon
was
until 4 o'clock on Inauguration Day.
yeah. My grandmother was a Hitler Youth.
Huh?
My grandmother was a Hitler Youth.
She was?
Oh yeah. And my grandpa, he fought for America, and my grandmother was a Hitler Youth.
Where, in Germany?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she only drove the Fuhrer's car.
She what?
She would only drive the Fuhrer's car.
Well, I mean, you mean the car that he had built for the people, the Volkswagen.
Yeah, she would only drive a Volkswagen and nothing else.
How about, did she come over here?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And what did she drive then?
Volkswagen.
Really? Did she ever say positive things about Adolf Hitler?
No, I mean, we had to turn off Hogan's Heroes when she would come over to the house. I can remember waiting until she pulled up to the driveway, and then, my parents would dive at the TV to turn off the Hogan's Heroes. Yeah, she did not. Matter of fact, I'll send it to you. I've got me on a baby blanket that I have had this thing, and she knitted it. And I never thought a thing about it until one day somebody said, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And I go, "What do you mean?" And I go, "That's my baby blanket. My grandma made it for me." The whole thing is squares of swastikas.
What?
It's all squares of swastikas and me laying on this.
No wonder you turned out so weird.
She's a lovely woman. I mean, my favorite cake to this day is was German chocolate cake. But yeah, I'll send you the photo, and you're not gonna believe this thing.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
It was like, and then I saw it, and I went, "Oh my God!
Wow!
I can't be floating this thing around."
Hmm.
That's pretty bad, but
wow,
what are you gonna do?
That's weird.
She's grandma. Well, what's weird is.
Well, how did she come here with all her Nazism?
I got her. Matter of fact, in my pocket, I'll send it to you. I've got her green card in my wallet.
Really?
And you look at her, and the weirdest thing though, when my grandfather on my mom's side and my grandmother, the Hitler Youth, we would eat. We'd have like Thanksgiving together, and Grandma would be sitting across from Grandpa, who's got all these medals for killing Nazis, and Grandma's sitting across from him. And they both just quietly stared at each other all day. It was like, okay, how's this going to turn out? I mean, lovely woman, my grandmother.
Wait a minute, you're saying lovely woman. Come on, she's a Nazi.
Oh, she definitely was a Nazi, but, she took me up to train depots and showed me trains, and we used to crochet together after school, and she'd make tea, and yeah, she was a Nazi.
And she was a Nazi.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fun.
Great little lady.
Oh, boy.
Don't ever mention Germany to your grandmother. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. She never became a citizen?
Yeah, I got all the stuff.
Oh, she became a citizen?
Yeah.
Oh, so she didn't have to live on the green card.
No. She was she was a nurse over here. And as a matter of fact, she was the first class of nursing students through the hospital in Billings, Montana, way back.
Wow.
Her picture is still there in the hospital.
Oh, okay. So she did good work.
Yeah, not a bad person, but we didn't ever sit down and go, why was the Fuhrer such a great guy, Grandma?
I
You
would
never
have
had
loved
that
to have heard her
conversation.
answer.
Yeah, now I have now that you're an orphan,
Probably
you have a
the
zillion
answer.
questions.
Probably the answer you would have gotten would have been the same answer you would have gotten from a Trump person saying, "Why did you vote for him?"
Right.
You know.
Yeah. No, you're probably right.
To me, there is absolutely makes no sense why anyone voted for Donald Trump.
No.
I mean, with the stuff he talked about and all of that, and his stupidity is outrageous.
I say the same thing every time. I go, okay, how many times was he bankrupt? And now you want this guy in charge of your tax dollars.
Yeah.
How does that work? Why would that alone is enough to just say no?
Well, I mean, you know what it is? They watched him on The Apprentice. And that's the
right.
Donald Trump they know. This guy who really knows how to handle money because he's sending these people out to sell cookies.
Yeah. I don't understand why people, and you and I both know people who voted for him. And
I don't know anybody who voted for him.
Oh, yeah, you do.
No, I don't. Really?
Remember Mike?
Huh?
Remember my buddy Mike?
Mike.
Remember Mike, young kid?
Well, I don't know him. I don't remember him.
Yeah, you would remember him if I showed you a picture. Full on Trump, 100%.
Really? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, one day I mentioned you, and he goes, I go, you ever see that Alex Bennett Ramble stuff? And he goes, I wouldn't watch him if I had to. And I'm like, what do you mean? You met the guy a billion times. You've been to his house. And he goes, he's a liberal and a Democrat, and I'm never again. I'm like, okay.
Really?
People hate people for no reason.
He doesn't. Does he know what my politics are today?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's just, and he yelled at me. It was just like, what? Dude. I took that kid to see Nelson Mandela 3 days after Mandela was released from prison. And now he's like all on Trump. I'm like, what? Dude, do you realize?
What did you do to him?
I thought I was doing the right thing, but apparently I didn't.
Apparently not.
I don't know how I screwed that up. I mean, I certainly haven't changed in my views of anything.
I'm trying to remember Mike. I don't remember Mike, but
I'll throw you a
I don't
photo.
remember my wife, so that's
Yeah, I see new people around the house all the time, and then I realize they've been here all along.
Yeah, exactly. But who again? Try and let me.
But I think we went to Vegas once together.
Did we?
Yeah.
Why did we go to Vegas? We went for the CES shows a lot.
Right.
And you would always book us into the worst motel in town.
Come on. The Travelodgio.
The Travelodgio.
Located in the shadow of the Bellagio.
The Travelodgio.
I love that place.
Yeah.
And now it's the...
I was making a lot of money in those days. I could have stayed at a decent hotel, but I was going wherever you booked us.
Hey, we wanted to live in the experience.
Didn't we do what's the other cheap one? Oh God, we'll leave the light on.
Circus?
Well, no, we'll leave the light on for you.
Oh yeah. The the M6 in Vegas. On Tropicana.
The what?
Motel 6 is now M6.
Motel 6. That was it. You put us up in a Motel 6.
Yeah.
And
you got to live in the experience, not live in the suite down the block.
The experience would be the Bellagio. Not the Motel 6.
Yeah. Last time I was down there, I had a fight with those guys. So
you had a fight with those? You had a fight with those?
Yeah, they threw me out of the Motel 6.
Why'd they throw you out of? You got to be pretty bad to get
That's what
kicked
I
out
thought
of the
too.
Motel 6.
Yeah, they said that I had not booked enough days to stay there. Like I was one day short. And I said, no, I booked 5 days. And then tomorrow is day 5. This is day 4. And there was a guy, Barney Fife, with a gun came. They threw all my stuff out in the street.
Wait a minute. What hotel or motel in this case says you have to book 5 days in order to stay there?
Well, I can tell you this: my crap was on the street, and I had to load it in the car and find another place to stay.
Where did you find a place to stay?
Down the street at a place that was much worse than the Motel 6, but cost more.
It cost more. Wow.
Yeah, it was like $120. I was paying like 80 at the Motel 6. On Tropicana there, if you're looking for the big M6, it's right next to where the Hooters Hotel used to be.
Well, I
the
don't
Bobby
know.
Slayton, the Bobby Slayton Hooters Hotel.
He did work at Hooters, didn't he?
He did. He worked at that Hooters. He was there for like 2 years.
He was a house act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they changed that Hooters. It still has a Hooters, but the hotel's called Oyo, O-Y-O.
O-Y-O, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I got to go down in a couple
Hooters
months.
isn't in business anymore.
Huh?
Hooters isn't in business anymore.
No, the restaurants are. The hotel isn't.
The restaurants aren't. I think they closed down, didn't they?
Really? No. I think that one is still there. No, I don't know. Maybe it was privately owned.
Well,
one of the restaurants in America.
Yeah. Well, I liked. I actually have to admit, we had a
chicken
Hooters
wings aren't
here.
bad.
We had a Hooters here in New York, and I took Marjorie there one day, and their wings were terrific.
Yeah, no, they're good.
Their wings were the best I've ever had. Really,
I mean, it's because you were looking at everything else in the room and not thinking about the food.
But there wasn't a lot to look at, though.
It is weird.
Most of the women really had kind of what we call simple breasts.
Yeah.
Okay? And occasionally there was one who was overloaded and,
Yeah, it's a weird place. It's a weird concept. Here in Reno, they've got a place called...
The wings were terrific.
Reno, they got a place called Lucky Beaver. And they're trying to, Hooterize themselves.
Lucky Beaver.
Yeah.
Do the women all walk around without their pants on or something?
Yeah, it's a weird place, and the food was expensive and not so great.
Boy, only you would know these places. Is there one?
Yeah, well, there's another. Have you seen you probably don't have them there. There are these coffee places, these drive-up coffee places, where the girls are wearing nothing but underwear.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. In Miami, when I was working there, they had the Topless Donut Shop.
Yeah.
Topless Coffee Donut Shop, yeah.
Yeah, they got those in Modesto.
Really?
Yeah.
I never, Penn Jillette loved to go to the Topless
I'm totally
donut
in.
shop.
I think, that's...
And I kept saying to him, really? What, what day did some guy wake up and equate coffee and donuts with topless?
Yeah. No. It's it's a thing. They had one in Carson City that they had to close because all day long all you could see is sheriff's cop cars parked in front of the place. That was not good.
They were going there?
Oh, all day long. That's all you saw is police cars pulled up to the place.
Wow. That's incredible.
So now the closest place is Modesto. But every time I'm in that
has
area,
a topless donut place?
they have lingerie coffee place.
So long. Well, that's covering
Well,
it up a
this is
little.
not lingerie that you would buy anywhere. I mean, the only reason they say that they're dressed is because they're using the word lingerie. You could see, everything.
Nipples and things like that.
Oh yeah,
It's important
no,
to see nipples, folks. If you
and they let you take pictures through the window and stuff.
really, oh, okay.
I'll send you some.
Oh, you took some pictures?
Oh yeah, I'm going for the whole experience, the coffee and the photo.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, who's going to believe you're there?
Boy, I remember that topless coffee shop, and I kept saying to Penn, I know you love it, but why?
It's just weird.
Number one, so you see, haven't you seen breasts before? Right?
It's the concept you're supporting.
No, but you can't.
Not the people.
No, I'm not even. The concept is just yucky. I don't.
Well, yeah.
I mean, to begin with, you got this topless woman. You can't touch her.
No.
Okay, so what's the sense?
Well,
my father years ago felt the Playboy clubs were dishonest because they'd have these women in these outfits, right? Body shaped and all of that, crotch, there and everything, right? And then if you patted them on the ass, they threw you out of the club.
Right.
He said, it's dishonest. Why do you dress that way if you don't want me to pat your ass?
It's the spot right before the touching that they're looking for.
Yeah,
it's that moment.
That sweet spot. No, it's dishonest.
I was in a
it's dishonest. He said, look at me. Look at what we look like.
Right.
Now don't touch.
Right.
Yeah, well, that he felt was dishonest. Not that my father wanted to touch. My father was every bit the best gentleman I've ever known.
Yeah.
But, and I wouldn't say sexist in the least. He always taught me to be very respectful of women and the way we treated women, and when we went out with them, how we acted, things like that.
Sure.
Right? So he was always good that way, but he still felt that it was dishonest. You couldn't pat a Playboy bunny on her little tail,
Mm-hmm. I was in a strip joint in southern Wyoming one time.
I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were.
Exactly. And matter of fact, with Mike, and I'm sitting there, and I never like tipping in those places. It feels weird to me. And I looked up and immediately got my wallet out, and I started tossing money to this woman. And Mike looks over at me and goes, "What are you doing? I've been in strip joints with you before. I'd never seen this before." And I go, Mike, look at her. And Mike's like, "Oh my God." I go, "Dude, she is the one person who cannot have this job." And he goes, "This is crazy."
What do you mean, oh
she
my
only
God?
Had one, she was spinning on a pole, but she only had one leg. It's the most awesome thing I'd ever seen. That's why Penn Jillette and I go to these places.
Oh, God.
We're looking for that specialty act who can't be here.
That's amazing. That's
I
amazing.
agree. She's spinning around the pole, and there's only, there's a stub and one leg.
Oh, wow.
It was a joy to behold.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time when we do this, because we're starting to run out of time a little bit, I will tell. Well, maybe I can start telling you about it. But I had this guy named Paul Montgomery. He ran a place called Playboy. Called Play Incorporated. And we had a little TV thing going and doing shows every day and things like that, which you may or may not remember. And Paul loved going to, topless places for the lap dances. And he would say, "Come on, Alex, let's go." And I go, "Come on, it's a male bonding thing." So I would go with him. And he would pay for me to get lap dances. And I hated them. I just absolutely hated them because she'd blow in my ear, she'd grind on my groin, and I couldn't do anything else. What?
No.
What's the sense of that? So I go home horny, or so I come in my pants.
Right.
You know. I mean, I just found it. It always bothered me, but I did it for him. I know what you're saying, folks. Sure, you did it for him, but that I did
David
it for
Biedney.
him.
David Biedney, same thing, would drag me to strip joints and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, here, have a lap dance. I mean, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
No. And then he'd go, I think this girl really likes me.
Yeah. Hey,
And
listen,
I'm like,
we've run out of time here,
uh-oh.
but let's do another one of these, okay?
Sure.
And we will be talking with Chuck Farnham on another day. Thank you,
boy.
Chuck. Good talking to you.
Yeah.
Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yes. Thank you very much, Chuck Farnham. Oh, let me turn on my lights. I keep forgetting to turn on the lights. Even on that last interview, I forgot to. Now, there we settled now. See, now I'm pretty. I'm looking good. Looking good. Anyway, it's Thursday already. Okay, it's already Thursday, and tomorrow will be Friday, and then I get the whole weekend off. Anyway, having lunch tomorrow afternoon with my business manager, who's in from California to pick up all the tax materials from his people, from his clients. He doesn't really have to get anything from me because he's got everything from me because I don't earn a living any longer. Who cares? You know. But anyway, let me start talking to some people here. Here we go. There we got. There's Jeff, and there's Kevin, and there is Alan, and there is Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Oh, he's got. He's got to turn himself on. Okay. Yeah. Let me see here. Hi there, Alan.
How you doing?
Okay, good. Jeff, how are you doing?
Terrific.
Okay, good. And I notice you're not using your... Oh, you are using your earphones tonight. Last night you had trouble with your audio, so... Anyway, yep. And hello to Kevin as well. How you doing, Kevin? Oops. There's no audio coming out of there.
Kevin.
That's it. There's no audio coming out of there, Kevin.
There it is.
There it is. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, how you doing? The reason I ask everybody how they're doing is I really don't care.
Because we're on death's door.
What?
Because we're on death's door.
No. It's because that's the way I find out whether you have audio on or not.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's my way of doing it. So, anyway. Hello to all of you. Good seeing you. It's wonderful to spend another evening with you. And, this is pretty good. I think it's cool. Let me see here. What do I want to talk about tonight? What isn't there to talk about? So, as a person who is on Medicare, I'm so glad that Robert F. Kennedy is now in charge of Medicare.
Oh, boy.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Yeah, it makes you feel real good. I think there were a few
expensive surgeries coming up. You better do them next week.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know if they can really get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know that he has anything against Medicare. To be honest with you, he's never spoken against it.
Separate committee or something for Medicare and Medicaid?
What do you mean separate committee?
I think there's a separate director for that.
But he's the head of health and welfare. What's he in charge of now? Huh?
Yeah, they'll probably eliminate it anyway, whatever.
You're talking about Dr. Oz. He's the head of Medicare and Medicaid, but...
That's
but
what
wait a minute. Really? Oh, okay. Yes. When does Dr. Oz's confirmation come through?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him.
So what the hell is RFK in charge of?
He's over everything. He's over the what is it? The Center for Disease Control. He's anything having to do with medical and Medicare and medicine.
Does he have anything to do with Medicaid though, and Medicare?
Yeah, the head of that guy reports to RFK Jr.
Oh, I see. Okay, so RFK Jr. will be Dr. Oz's boss. What kind
Yes.
of a weird world are we living in?
You know, Dr. Oz is probably asking the same thing too. He has to answer to RFK Jr. I think if I was Dr. Oz, I would talk only in medical terms. That way it really confuses RFK.
Well, I think RFK knows more than you think he knows about medicine. He just thinks the wrong stuff.
Oh, I see.
You know, that's the problem. There we go. There's Brian Neary.
There he is.
Gotta stretch a little bit here.
I'm very happy for you, Brian.
Did you just wake up today?
Yeah, I've been drunk by 4 days.
That's what we said last night. He's probably still drunk.
Oh my God.
What? What do you mean, oh my God? Did you really have that bad a night?
In a week.
Couple nights.
Couple. Come on, they only won. They won on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
See, I want to move the. They keep saying, oh, we should make Super Bowl the Monday after Super Bowl a holiday. Okay, so then people can call in. You don't have to call in. They just cannot come to work. Okay, and my suggestion was, if you want them to come to work on Monday, why not hold the Super Bowl on Saturday?
I still would have called it Sick Monday.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to have two guys that worked for me that every year on the first of the year, they said, I want the day after the Super Bowl off.
Yeah.
Two guys that worked for me.
yeah, well, that's why. But they wouldn't say that if it happened on Saturday.
Sure.
Yeah,
they would.
well,
You know, I mean, I can't see making a national holiday because there's a fucking football game on. You know,
Why not? He's going to take away MLK and what other?
Yeah, boy, gets rid of MLK anyway.
No, wait a minute. We have MLK, and they better keep MLK because what they stole from us was Lincoln and Washington's birthday, and they made it
and they
one
gave
holiday.
us Gulf of America Day,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
February 9th.
Gulf of America Day.
Yeah. It's about as good as the Georgia. That's about as good as a Georgia representative submitting the bill yesterday to name Greenland red, white, and blue land.
What the hell? Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
See what you missed,
That's
Brian?
our government right now. Clown show.
This is the kind of insanity that we're living in right now. I mean,
Clown show with a lot of danger involved.
yeah. I mean, it's really incredibly
I
stupid.
mean, look at the Prime Minister of India was in today,
Oh, yeah.
and Elon Musk got to meet with him before he met with Trump. Elon Musk has been trying to get several businesses started in India for years, and all of a sudden he's got a one-on-one meeting with the Prime Minister of India.
Wow.
There's no
President
conflict,
Musk.
no conflict of interest there, is there?
No.
Yeah. So he's going to start a couple companies down there, and thanks, Donald.
Yeah. Well, I just it's just,
But it's okay.
It's just getting bizarre. It's just all I'm getting to the point where I just have no faith in this country's future.
Well,
Because
he's got his own show now, you know.
who?
Trump. Every day about 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
our time. So it's probably 5 or 6 your time. Was it 3 or 4 o'clock? Anyway, it seems like every day so far, it's been the Donald J. Trump show. It's almost like The Apprentice. He gets on TV, he spits out something he's done for the day, and then he signs 4 or 5 executive orders, and he doesn't know what he's signing, and the guy tells him what it is. Like the other day, he executive order to eliminate paper straws because they explode.
Yeah. Have you ever had a paper straw explode on you?
Oh, all the time.
They're terrible.
They're dangerous. I have to wear safety glasses when I Suck my soda.
Well, I don't know.
your
I'll tell you,
soda.
I've used some paper straws that are very well built. You know, they're covered with a certain amount of some kind of material that keeps them from getting soggy. You know, you can still do.
But the point is, this should be low on the list of shit to do.
Correct.
This should be the thing you do after you solve the war in.
Baron could do this one.
Yeah.
You know?
Do it as a Boy Scout project.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Eagle Scout project.
White and blue.
Well,
land
what I
before
noticed
it's
in
gone.
his office now, he has a big picture of a map with the Gulf of America on it.
Yep.
I mean, is this the biggest thing he's managed to accomplish since he's become president?
Oh no, he's accomplished a lot of other shit.
Besides
in the
dismantling the whole government?
Yeah.
And
He's doing a great job doing
He's
that.
not going to like it when Musk comes back and said we should do away with the office of the presidency.
But you know, he has this list. Sorry, some like Republicans on my Facebook, but they write the list of all this money he's saving that Musk is just canceling everything, whether it's going to go through or not. But then I'm like, so where's all that money? What's going to happen to all that savings then? Is that coming back to us? It's not coming back to us.
Nope.
It's going to go back into all these rich guys that are doing their businesses and with Trump and all this stuff. But his people will still brag about all this money he's going to save now. And these people that are driving these beat up cars with Trump stickers on it will get no penny of it.
Wow.
Look what he did.
Expensive.
Well, they will get a penny of it, but they're not going to be making pennies anymore. So.
That's
It won't be worth a penny.
That's another thing he did.
Well,
yeah.
I happen to agree with that. Okay? I mean, aren't we a little sick of pennies?
But Alex, that's low on the list again. You know,
Yeah.
I agree with it too, and I agree with the straws too. Let the turtles die if they can't figure out stuff.
You know, and I have nothing with him appointing Elon Musk to look at government efficiencies and where we could make cuts and things like that, but not enable him to make the cut.
Not the blanket cuts that he's doing. He's eliminating bureaus
I mean,
all over
if
the place.
indeed all he was hired to do was to make suggestions, I wouldn't argue that. You know, I think we all agree there's a lot of government waste because after years and years and years, things get in there that just stay there, and we don't get rid of them when we should get rid of them. Okay, so everything should be looked at, and every president should look at it when he first gets into office. But to simply give somebody a blanket ability to cut anything he wants to cut, yes, Charlie.
The worst part is that Musk and his minions were not required to take the oath of office to uphold the Constitution like all other federal workers do.
Yeah.
None of them had to take that oath, so they have no obedience and no allegiance to the
Do
Constitution.
federal employees have to take a pledge? I didn't know that.
Yeah, my
Yes,
brother
they
worked for
do.
the
They all
federal
do.
for 35 years. He had to take an oath of office. Yeah.
Really?
I had to take an oath just to run the election center.
Oh, really?
And all my workers did too.
Yeah.
Same exact oath.
But
Well,
not Musk and his 19 and 20-year-old minions.
Yeah.
Musk and his minions.
good.
It sounds like a rock band. Musk and his
Well,
minions.
that'd be awesome.
at some point, it's going to be found that Musk is doing too much, and somebody is going to say well, judges are already saying it, actually. And,
Oh, yeah.
And it's been coming down, and Trump doesn't like that because any judge who does anything like that is a, what do you call it, a fake judge or whatever he wants to call it.
He wants them impeached.
Yeah. He that kind of judge is weaponizing the judicial system. Well,
send the
the
FBI
only
guy
people that
after
are weaponizing the judicial system are justices that disagree with him. You know. But
We're in trouble.
Yeah. Oh,
We're in trouble.
We're in deep trouble. We're
Yeah, they fired all the people that were the police on the that were supposed to police all the stuff that government corruption and stuff. He fired
Inspectors
all.
General, yeah.
And I
Inspector
know what
General.
some people out there are saying. Well, you guys are just grousing about Trump because you're Trump
No,
haters.
no.
No, we're really worried about this, folks,
Yeah.
because the stuff that's going on is not proper. Now, let me bring up something that's happening here in New York City, which is really the story of the day. And
Yeah.
that is that the Justice Department had when it had said that our mayor, whose name I can't even remember
Adams.
anymore, Adams, our mayor, Adams, did something very illegal, and they charged him with it. He was taking money from, I think it was Turkey.
Turkey.
And he was getting plane flights from Turkey, and he was doing all kinds of things for Turkey. And he was going to go to trial, I think, probably in March on these charges. Well, all of a sudden, he goes down to Mar-a-Lago and starts kissing Trump's ass like crazy. I mean, so crazy, he's got brown lips, and he already did before, Anyway, all of a sudden, the Justice Department says, we're dropping all charges against Mayor Adams. And there are people here just insanely crazy about what they did. In fact, the federal attorney for this district here quit in protest.
Yeah, there's about 8 more that followed. Too.
Yeah. And she's really good. She's a Republican, by the way, but she's really good, and she can get a job anywhere. Why should she be doing this and having, So she quit, rather than drop the prosecution against our mayor. And our mayor, I'm going to say this, and I don't like to judge somebody before they're found guilty, but I felt he was crooked even before they found him and charged him with stuff. I just didn't trust this son of a bitch at all. And it's terrible what this guy has done. And the fact is that he's kind of hurt the Democratic Party here in New York City by just his actions. Now, I don't see any way he's going to be able to run for office. I think if he goes up for a nomination, he's not going to get it from the Democratic Party. I think probably Andrew Cuomo will get it. But if Andrew Cuomo wants it, we'd love it if he took it. But, this thing is so just flies in the face of everything. I mean, they have enough. It isn't like what they had against him was weak and didn't amount to anything and was just, they were out to get him. No, these were definite charges that they had against him. And I don't know, he has a right to go to court and prove himself innocent, but if he's not going to allow himself to be proven innocent, he's just going to allow himself to get off, then I'm going to say he's a skeezy son of a bitch who scammed the New York people and the people of New York. And he does not deserve another term as mayor in the city of New York. I never thought he deserved the first one, But that's what we had to put up with today here. And I just feel sorry for all these hardworking people at the Justice Department who are not political in any way. They don't have any political agenda. They see a crime being happening, and they prosecute it. They're working on our behalf.
Not anymore.
Not anymore with Trump.
They're Trump's minions now.
But if you go down and kiss his ass, you could get off murder, I'm sure. I mean,
they're also calling it quid pro quo too. Pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah. So I mean,
which Trump has never been involved in before. So.
Well, today our wonderful mayor said that he is not going to have anything against federal authorities going in and arresting aliens who are in Rikers Island, which is our prison here.
Yep.
This is a sanctuary city.
Not the prison.
It is a local prison.
Hey, isn't Trump still in New York?
I'm just saying.
I thought I heard that Trump was suing New York for being a sanctuary city.
Well, let him sue away, and we'll fight it. You know, I mean, what's happening is some people like this Republican attorney, the head federal attorney here in New York, the one that prosecuted, incidentally, who did she prosecute? Who did they get earlier this year? Really nailed him, too. She's been very good. She's done a good job.
Oh, James, is that her name?
No, Letitia James is the Attorney General of New York. This is the federal attorney for the DOJ in New York. Okay, and so she filed the charges against the mayor. But you know, I mean, it's just hey, you know, and also I would think he wanted to go to court if he was innocent because he'd like to prove himself innocent. But he doesn't want to go. He went and pleaded with Trump, please let me go. And now he's Trump's bitch. Okay? And he's going to do everything Trump wants, you know. And so we're going to beat this guy to the curb, I'll tell you. And Cuomo will be in his place, and Cuomo will put Trump in his place. Yeah. Because he's been very good at it in the past, you know. So anyway, any thoughts?
I think you're
We're all
screwed.
What'd you say, Alan?
We said the same thing, Charlie and I. You're screwed.
Yeah, we're all screwed. That's what's.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if this is what justice is in this country, you know, I mean, I don't believe that the Justice Department was ever weaponized.
No,
It's
not
just
until
that
now.
it's just they went after Trump, and that he felt it was weaponized against him. But if you got him in the middle of the night and you put some truth serum in his arm and said, "Did you do anything wrong?" You go, "Of course I did." You know. So I don't know. I don't get it. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm too upset.
And Kennedy wants to make America healthy again, so we'll see how that goes with Burger King or McDonald eating Trump.
Oh yeah.
Well, what about Kennedy with vaccines? He says he supports them, but he's written he wrote a book against vaccines. He supported all kinds of petitions banning vaccins.
Yeah.
Measles is already on the rise because of this
Here in
Republican
Texas,
bullshit.
Yeah.
And he accused, no, it was Trump that accused McConnell of not having polio.
Yeah, well, McConnell is the only Republican who has voted against all these Trump appointees.
Yeah.
And the reason he's done it is this is his last term, and he just went, you know something? I'm going to do something good right here. You know,
I'm on death's door. I might as well do it.
well, he's not.
Not
on
that I have
death's
any
door.
sympathy for Mr. McConnell, but
No, you don't have any sympathy for Mr. McConnell, but at least he's done something okay this time.
John McCain did the same thing on
Same
his
thing.
way.
Yeah, John McCain.
Yeah, but John McCain.
He stopped Trump from canceling Obamacare.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and he was, you know, he was pretty.
He was dying.
He was dying, but that wasn't the reason he did it. He did it because of what was right.
right.
That's right.
You know, and I would love a few of these Republicans to start doing what is right. You know, you just can't wholeheartedly, because you're a Republican, let this guy get away with this stuff. And
They're all afraid of him. Yeah, they're all afraid of him, though.
what are they afraid of?
That's what I don't get.
Their careers. What are you talking
Trump-
about? They're
Trump
afraid
is-
of.
Both out of office.
Trump is a fucking pussy. All right? You know, he's a coward.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't you think they're afraid of his followers?
By the way, what is that? Oh, there won't be a show anymore starting tomorrow night.
I was just gonna say. Did you hear this is the last night?
It was the
of
last
Ramble.
last night. Alex Bennett accidentally walked into a car the next day, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Hey,
A
listen,
Tesla.
he doesn't like anything that doesn't agree with him. He, you know, he's going after ABC. He's going after NBC. I think he's suing CBS.
Isn't that the first thing Hitler did was shut down the media?
Media, yeah.
But he's suing these people. I mean, for what? For what? You know, and they
So
say
he can
the
shut him down and try and get some money too.
the charges against CBS just would never stick in a court of law. Okay? And these things do have to go to a court of law, and that's, you know, we're weaponized in our courts of law, of course. But I mean, he, you know, I don't think he's going to get anywhere with what he charged CBS. But CBS may roll over because CBS wants to get it okayed for CBS to merge with Skydance, okay, or be half sold off to Skydance or whatever. And if they don't do it, they're going to keep holding it up. And what he's suing them over is a 60 Minutes thing where they had, what's her name? Who's the
Harris.
Kamala Harris. You know, or so soon I forget. Kamala Harris on 60 Minutes, and they said they edited her to make her look good. Well, maybe they would have edited you to make you look good if you would have been willing to go on 60 Minutes, but you didn't. So don't gripe, you fucking pussy. Not
And
there's
they didn't edit her to make it look
excuse
good.
me,
They
let me
did it
take that back. There's nothing wrong with pussy, okay? All right.
Don't relate
Especially
him
the
to pussy,
four-legged
man.
I'm
type, the
sorry,
little
you
furry
know.
things.
What?
Especially the four-legged type, the little furry things.
Yeah, yeah. They're very cute.
That's right, pussycats.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So what can I call him?
Pussy galore.
Piece of shit.
A piece of shit, an asshole.
POS, yeah.
Orangina.
Well, you remember when you were growing up, you know, and you went to school and they told you, you know, you have to respect the president.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are, we're calling him an asshole. We're calling him a pussy.
And you're being nice.
And we're being
And they had a
nice.
president like this before.
Huh?
I'm surprised.
Hmm?
I got to say this lightly, but it's not lightly. I'm just surprised that nobody shot him.
They did.
Set off a bomb or something.
They just missed.
They shot his ear.
Well,
I
they
don't,
didn't miss. He turned his head at the right time.
I don't believe he
Lucky
actually got shot. And
You
I'm
don't-
going
you
to
think
tell
it
you
was
why.
glass?
I'm going to tell you why.
I do.
Because to begin with, the days afterwards, he wore that little tampon on his ear for about 3 days. And then once the convention was over, it was gone, and there wasn't a nick there. You couldn't see anything. Now, if you got hit by a bullet,
Recovery.
and even if you got shrapnel there, you would have some kind of bruise, some kind of sore, some kind of thing. It would take a couple of weeks to clear up, right?
You got to think of this.
Maybe
I
they put
believe-
makeup.
I believe he got shot. I don't know if it went through his ear or grazed his ear. You got to think about this. This bullet that came out of the rifle was moving at 2,200 feet per second, and it's a 22 caliber rifle bullet. It's a small bullet. So if it grazes him and cuts him, you know,
That's fine. I will give you.
a couple.
I will give you that it was a small bullet, and it nicked the ear, but he bled like a stuck pig.
But you bleed a
Head
lot
wounds
from your head.
Head wounds always bleed a lot.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't, I wasn't there. I saw what happened just like everybody else did, but this stuff about the
But
monitor.
do you notice if you watch him, he touched his ear when it was hit. He went and he grabbed his ear, hit his hand.
And he said a mosquito bit him.
And all of a sudden, it's bleeding like crazy. There's a thing in the movie business we call squibs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
they
could
have-
have been.
Yeah.
But there were 3 people that got shot behind
Yeah,
him.
one of them died right behind him.
They had to sacrifice a few people at least.
No.
Weren't there-
He got hit. He got grazed with the bullet, and there's a lot of blood in your head.
That's right.
And he put the thing on, and a couple days later it healed, and they put some makeup on there, and you can't
Yep.
see it.
That's right. That's exactly what happened.
I don't think he would have put makeup on it. I think he would have wanted everybody to.
Hey, look at Could you imagine his bathroom counter? It's got to be tons of makeup.
Yeah.
17 cans of hairspray, orange dye.
Don't you think that after an incident like that, once you could see the nick, he wouldn't cover it up with makeup because he'd want everybody to see it?
Okay, what about the dead people behind him?
Yeah.
Dead people, I think, wasn't there more than one shot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were two people injured and one.
Wait a minute,
So
wasn't
there
there
were
more
actual
fighter that was
bullets.
killed.
Wasn't there more than one shot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there were 3 shots, I think.
Okay, so those were the ones that got the people in back of him.
Well, we don't know what got. I mean, you can graze the ear and still hit somebody else.
Absolutely. The bullet goes by the ear.
Yeah.
God was not looking out for us that day. If Trump had not turned his head to the right and left it straight ahead, the bullet would have entered his head.
There was a graphical picture of they did a study of the speed of the bullet and the speed of his head, and you can actually see what the bullet did. They took it right from the video. It was really interesting.
Wow.
They did slow-mo on the video, and you can see
And
the bullet
the
flying
bullet
towards him.
barely grazes his ear.
Okay.
So I know where your line of thinking is, Alex, but from somebody that has investigated people that have been shot and homicides, you know, it could have just grazed his ear. He went up, touched his ear. He had blood all over his hand. Could have been a squib. Doubt it. I think it was real blood. Because, you know, but he got lucky that he had turned his head to the right to talk to somebody.
Let me throw something else at you. Who killed Kennedy? No.
Somebody with
No.
rifle.
Who was accused of killing Kennedy?
Yeah,
Lee
Oswald.
Harvey Oswald.
Right.
Who was accused of killing RFK?
Sirhan.
Who was accused of shooting Donald Trump?
I don't know his name.
Anybody know his name?
Goober.
Anybody know his name?
Nope.
Mr. Goober.
You know why you don't know his name? Because they didn't
Why?
talk about him very much. They didn't in most cases, the news people would be handed all kinds of material about here's who he was, he lived here, he had been griping online about this, about that. We didn't hear any of that.
I don't know. He was a 20-year-old Republican from
Yeah.
City.
That's
He
all
was
we
a-
heard, though.
His
We
name
haven't
was
heard anything
Thomas
since.
Matthew Crooks.
You just looked it up, didn't you?
No, yeah, because I was wondering who it was.
All I'm saying is, there wasn't a great.
Had he killed Trump, we'd all know his name. Had he killed Trump, we would all know his name.
Oh, good point.
And then they said there was a second attempt on his life. No, there wasn't.
The guy was in the bushes trying to kill some squirrel.
He was like 100 yards away, and the gun was pointing out the trees.
And the other thing is if Trump didn't post his where he's going on what day and what he's doing, how did this guy know to sit in the bushes at the golf course that he happened to be on?
Yeah.
The setup.
Yeah. So I mean, all of that just simply didn't make any sense to me.
The rifle that the guy had in the bushes shot a 30 caliber. It was basically an AK-47. If that had hit Trump in the ear, you would have saw a lot more blood and probably a missing ear.
That's a deer rifle.
Yeah, an AK-47 is an assault weapon.
Oh,
so.
he had an AK-47?
He had an SKS. It's a Chinese version of the AK-47.
Oh, okay. No, I just meant the 30 caliber was the same as
Oh yeah,
as
you're
usual.
absolutely. 30 caliber is used in hunting all the time. 308, 30-06.
Kevin, you've been quiet. How do you feel about what I've been saying? About me being suspicious?
It's worth being suspicious, but you never know. I think about that and I go, yeah, well, there's points to that because we haven't heard anything about the guy since.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter whether he did it or not. He attempted to do it.
Usually, we hear
You haven't heard anything.
we hear
no
whole
investigation,
stories of-
anything.
we hear
Just the stuff after
yeah.
the beginning of the first couple days, and then nothing.
and then we didn't hear that much about him.
No,
Well,
like
that's
it
because
was
Trump
him or
wasn't very
the whole
important at that point.
situation.
Yeah.
I mean, they come out with the initial investigation saying, yeah, we found a guy on the roof. He was aiming that way. He shot at the president, but usually weeks and weeks and weeks after that, it's he did this on this day and he did this on that day. There wasn't a whole lot of that.
No.
All the investigation that went on, you haven't heard a whole hell of a lot about it. So it does make you think.
Right.
Well, how do you explain the people that were shot?
Well, because there were two other bullets that were fired, and they may have caught one of those.
So you think Trump actually put himself in the way of bullets? I don't think so.
Well,
on purpose? No way.
I don't think so either, but prove it wrong.
Well, that's like saying prove that the sun isn't made out of cheese. I mean, I can't do that.
Well, that's what the investigators are supposed to do, is say that, there's no way it could happen, blah blah blah.
Okay.
This is how it was set up. This is how the guy was thinking.
Let me throw this into the hopper.
You don't hear any of that.
The guy was a Republican. Why would he want to shoot Trump?
Why not?
Why?
Well, if I remember correctly, he was searching for both Trump and Biden, and he just wanted the attention to shoot anybody.
I believe that was true.
That's what I read.
So I think the reason
to
why
me it's pretty black and white.
I think the reason why the story didn't go on and on is because Trump was not the heir apparent to be yet, and he wasn't that important at that point.
Yes, he was. What do you mean not important at that point?
They cover him every freaking day. Whenever he takes a shit, they cover him.
You're completely wrong on that one. He was the nominee.
Yeah, he was already the nominee when that happened.
Yeah.
Was he?
I'm not saying it's right. It just makes you think.
Yeah,
it makes you think.
It just stunk to me. I don't know why. It just had a smell to it that I didn't. Yeah.
I just don't know how we could be so unlucky that the guy missed.
Exactly.
The guy didn't miss. Trump turned his head.
But he still missed. If he would have still moved a little centimeter,
right, the kid should have been quicker.
Let's just say he did not complete the objective.
That's right.
Did not complete the mission.
Right. So if the kid had been a little quicker on the trigger, he could have fired multiple shots, knowing that he missed with the first.
And by the way, there was a guy who died there.
Yep.
We said
Okay,
that.
I agree with you on that.
Shot.
Do we hear anything about him?
There was a big memorial for him.
Yeah, there was.
Was there?
Yeah.
Because he was a firefighter. He was, Joe Blow firefighter that lived in that city. That was a real fuck up on the Secret Service's part.
Yeah, how did they let a guy crawl up the side of the building? And
absolutely.
Why aren't they posted at that building?
And also, why don't they work with the police thing?
Okay, let me ask you that question. Why weren't they looking at that building? It was a very obvious building to look at. Why weren't
you think they would be posted there to be watching everything?
Why don't you think they were?
Well, it makes you think.
Makes you think.
Yeah. Maybe the kid was good with cover and concealment. Maybe he had something over the top of him that blended in with the roof of that steel structure.
No, why weren't they?
People were trying to get the police attention to point to this guy that was on the roof.
Trump was already up on stage when that happened, though, because these people saw the gun barrel sticking over the edge.
Yeah.
They still even got to that point.
The roof.
I'm just saying, just like Elon Musk said, I could be wrong.
We all could be wrong.
Didn't they claim that after Trump got shot, that gun ran by him and hit somebody else?
No. There were several shots fired. And one of the other shots killed somebody
behind him.
Bullet had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Excuse me if I wasn't too terribly sympathetic, because he was in fact there to be at a Trump rally. So.
Well, it's a good. I don't know. It's not a good place to shoot somebody, but let's go back to Gabby Giffords. She was rallying in Tucson, Arizona. Some kid came up with a 9mm Glock, and he had no training on the damn thing, but he was able to get off 28 shots.
But what he did with that gun, to this day, you can see the effects of.
Yeah.
You couldn't see the effect of
He
what.
got a lot closer to her than this gunman got to Trump, but the gunman was a good shot. And although he had failed his Boy Scouts gun training with a .22 rifle, they claimed that this was a fluke. No, this guy was trained by somebody. I wouldn't doubt that Iraq gave him, or Iran, or somebody gave him $100,000 to do this and said, "We'll train you for a couple weeks." I think there was more than coincidence that he just happened to be in this little town.
I mean, Gabby Giffords. Are you talking
No,
about
No,
that? Are you talking about this?
with Trump? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's suspicious. Okay. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. I agree with you.
not that I don't agree that there are people who would like him dead, but not now.
Well, the local.
you know what's going to keep people from trying to shoot him?
Yeah.
You know what I don't understand.
His
I guess
vice president.
The police were not pro-Trump because the police were at a higher level on a different building, higher up. They had a tripod set up with a sniper rifle on it, and they did not see this kid on another building close by until he fired the gun. And I'll tell you, this gun is extremely loud. It sounds like a shotgun going off. They're really loud, and so nobody had seen him before he fired the gun. I'm like, where was the Secret Service? How come they weren't up there with the police searching, buildings?
Yeah, roof of a building. They had line of sight to the stage. That should have been the first thing.
It was 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet away. It's an easy shot for a rifle, you know what? And the guy that was on the roof, the police officer from the local that was on the roof with the tripod sniper rifle, shot him before he can get off more shots and killed the kid. How come this didn't happen and nobody seemed to care about it until the gunshot went off? I don't think he was like that much there, Trump. I don't know.
No. Anyway,
it's a mess.
There's a lot of
what?
knowledge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information that we don't have.
Yeah. Well, all I'm saying is I don't trust Trump. Okay. And
I don't either.
I don't trust that he didn't get somebody to shoot at him. Okay.
I got a question for Kevin. Hey, anybody picking the lettuce down there?
No, but I've heard a lot of stories about people hiding out or leaving already.
So I had a talk, Brian, with our buddy Phil Meyer today, and I said, "So when are the prices going to be cut? Gas is 75 cents a gallon more in the Bay Area since Trump took over.
It's gone up 60 cents."
And he said, "Well, you're a moron to think that he was going to do that in the first month." I said he was going to do it in the first couple of days.
He said he was going to do it on day one.
Right. And so I said, Phil, go back. It's all over the video, everywhere he was at, that he was saying that. And look at the price in the country.
And
the Bay Area is a perfect example. Gas prices are moving up.
And what did Phil say?
Trump will take care of it in a couple months. No, he won't.
No.
After he
how's he going to take care of it? By pushing us into a recession?
What's he going to do about the groceries? He said they were going to come down.
That's right.
He's busy with the straws. Leave him alone.
I mean, I understand the eggs. I'll give him the eggs because you had bird flu. Okay, that you can't help. Okay, if there aren't chickens out there, there aren't eggs, and if there aren't eggs, you can't get your hands on them. Okay,
that's right.
Hey, I'm not showing off or anything, but look at those guys. Woo.
What are you doing? Hoarding eggs?
Did you buy them?
You guys are stupid. Think I'm rich with McLarens? I got eggs all over the place.
Did you buy them?
Yeah. Well, I bought them.
How much do they cost?
I get them free right from the hen's ass.
Yeah, I don't remember how much they were, but
really?
Yeah.
You don't remember how much they cost?
Yeah, I got them.
Boy, you must be shitting money because because
rich eggs.
What?
No, I just got eggs.
You just got eggs. Okay. Well, yeah, but when you don't know what you paid for them, especially when they're so expensive right now, and I bet Charlie, have you bought eggs recently?
No.
Have you, Kevin?
What's that?
Have you, Kevin, or do you have your own chickens or something?
No, I know people with chickens, and they give me eggs all the time.
Oh, okay. How
He
about
hides out the illegal immigrants and they give them
how about you, Alan? Have you gone out to buy eggs?
No, I don't cook.
Okay. How about you, Ray?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
And
bought
how
eggs.
much did they cost?
I have no idea. I bought them at Costco, just like that tray that Brian has.
Oh boy.
I just grabbed them and I bought
Well,
them.
let me look at Costco.
Yeah, and there was a pallet, and this was like there was like 4 left on there.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
they sell out right away. You got to be there first thing in the morning.
Let me
Yeah.
see here. Costco.
That's because the hens drop the egg at
Oh,
6.
I know what I'm going to go for. Here's what I need to go for. I need to go for but Instacart. That's where I find it. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. Here we
Hey
go.
Charlie,
Come
if you
on.
want to marry Vietnamese girls, there are some that are trying to get their green cards. They're getting worried around San Jose.
Let me see
Well, I
here.
didn't say I wanted to marry him, but I sure.
Well, I know, but that's the only way you're going to get them right now. It's like,
They'll leave
a
you
lot
after
of girls
6.
are looking for husbands really right now with Trump in office.
Okay.
They'll leave you after 6 months anyway. Don't worry about it.
Here we go. They don't have the Kirkland large 5 dozen count. They don't have the Kirkland free range organic eggs at Costco, but they do have the 24 count large eggs. How much do you think they cost?
I have no idea. $9.
Yeah, $9.28.
I looked it up on AI.
Is that expensive? I don't know. I haven't bought their eggs in a long time.
No, that's pretty good.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah, Costco
can only
doesn't
get
raise
one.
their prices that much, so that's why I love them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they aren't carrying the stuff that probably would cost them a lot, make them charge a lot more. But I went there a couple of days ago, and there were no eggs available at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You have
I
to
haven't
go in the
seen them
morning.
for a while.
But you can't do anything about that. So I'm not going to hold that against Trump, although he would hold it against Biden.
Yeah.
You know. But there are a lot of other things that have just been gouging. The market has been gouging people on, and he hasn't done anything about that. He hasn't said, "Oh, I'm going to start a bill to stop gouging,"
Jeez.
or anything like that, or I'm going to sign an executive order, no more gouging. He doesn't
Well,
care.
like I said before, when you go to the supermarket and look at all the fruit, look at all the vegetables.
Yeah.
At this time right now, when it's freezing cold, how much percentage of those fruit and vegetables are coming from the U.S.? Very, very, very low.
They're
They're
all
coming
down
from
south.
South America. They're coming from
Yep.
all these other countries that are going to start getting tariffs.
They're going to get tariffed.
All the fruit, most of the fruits you buy come from South America.
Yeah.
During the winter, yeah.
During the winter, especially.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some locally sourced when we get to summer, but otherwise, I mean, people are not going to be happy when they start paying more for cars and everything.
They're
I'm
going to
just
blame it
waiting.
on
I got
Biden,
the post written up already. Just waiting. About 3 months from now, and everybody's going, "How come everything's so expensive?" I mean, it went up. Gas went up 60 cents in the last 2 weeks here.
You know how much gas we import from Canada? A ton.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, what an idiot.
People who
And that's
know
exactly, that's when you go back to what Josh was saying is exactly what the Democrats should be standing out there going, yeah, okay, well, we appointed Kennedy and we appointed Tulsi Gabbard and all that, but how's your groceries?
Yeah,
That's
why
what
aren't
they should be doing that.
Constantly.
They should be doing that and pounding it.
That's what the Republicans would be doing.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
But the Democrats have no spine.
I'm glad we have we can use plastic straws again, but how's your grocery list?
Yeah.
Plastic.
It's
I don't even use straws.
I think the plastic straws are leftover catheters.
I just don't. I mean, it's obvious to me that the high prices at the grocery stores are because the people who are selling them to the grocery stores are conspiring with each other to keep the prices high.
Yeah.
Probably.
And
You know.
Costco refuses to do that.
Yep.
Well, Costco's very, very good about that kind of thing. Plus, a lot of the stuff they source themselves, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, and, like Josh was saying, going back to what Josh was saying the other night is, what does Newsom have to lose right now by starting the campaign now, just like Trump was doing when he said, he didn't lose the election. Trump's been going for this for 4 years to be president again. Why doesn't Newsom start holding him instead of, I know he started kissing his ass a little bit for the fire stuff, but, he should start just leaning into him. What has he got to lose?
Nothing.
Well,
I want California to become our own country.
well,
Yeah.
So do I. I'd vote for it. 6th largest economy in the world.
They
Well,
need us.
you know, when
Trade us for Canada.
I don't think there was a point in my life growing up in California that we didn't think about California seceding from the Union. We also thought about chopping it up. Well, we also thought about chopping it up into 2 states.
Yeah.
Because
Jefferson.
Well, because we felt that Southern California had different needs than Northern California, and that we were literally carrying the load for Southern California when it came to water and a lot of other things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So but
The canal that runs down the middle of the state along I-5 takes water from the mountains up north and sends it to Southern California.
that's right. That's
It's
right.
a big giant valve.
And I don't see why California shouldn't secede from the Union. What's
again.
America doing for California? Nothing. You know?
It's dry.
Huh?
It's sucking California dry. Take all the
Absolutely.
money out of California and send it to Mississippi and Alabama.
Yeah.
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 We should tariff those suckers.
Right?
Yeah.
We put
By the
tariffs on
gallon.
other states.
Yeah, put tariffs on
gallon.
other states. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be cool. I mean, I wonder if the day's ever going to come when he tries to put tariffs on stuff coming from California.
Don't put it past him.
I don't
Don't give him any ideas.
Well, he says tariffs are the solution to everything because
Oh,
you do a tariff and people will bend to your will. No, they
That's
won't.
why
Alex-
economists around the world think it's a bad idea, but he thinks it's a good idea.
You know what's going to happen? Trump's going to be on the TV tomorrow talking about how he's going to put tariffs on California, and you're going to know he watched your show.
Yeah, really.
It'll be your fault, Alex.
Yeah, but his idea is tariffs are a punishment. And they're not. They're a punishment to us.
Oh, they are to you and me, the
Yeah.
end buyer of
They're a
products.
punishment to everybody.
See, but he doesn't understand that because he's never lived with the normal public.
No.
He's always lived a very privileged life, separated from you and me. He doesn't know what our problems are. He doesn't know what we need.
And he doesn't care.
And he doesn't care. And yet all these yutzes out there voted for him, including Phil Meyer, who I might say now, I haven't had the opportunity, but I probably should say it, is a fucking moron. Okay? And here's why he's a moron, and you can say this to him for me. He's not a stupid guy. That's why I say his backing of Trump by any intelligent human being, okay, it just doesn't work for me.
I asked him about that. He said, I just decided he's my guy. That's what he said. And it's
No
like,
reason.
and he's never going to back off of it.
And that's a lot of people.
He can back off of it, and I have a right to call him a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's.
I said to Phil, "You're a smart guy. How are you supporting this guy?" And he goes, "Well, I decided he's my guy, and that's just the way it's going to be."
Well, that's wonderful. That's a smart way of handling it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the information from one lady that we know who is not financially very successful. She's terribly poor. And she says, well, Trump will it'll be a little tough for the first year or two, but then he'll solve all those problems.
Well, he didn't do it before.
But he's creating the problems.
He didn't do it before. If he couldn't do it in his first term, how's he going to do it in his second term?
You're asking sophisticated.
Well, who was
questions.
Who was this person? Do I know?
People who don't know shit.
Do I know her?
No.
Oh, you
Who's on
said
TV
somebody.
or
Oh, you said a woman we know.
No, I know. I know.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, you meant we as your. You were the cumulative we.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Me
by the
and my
way,
wife.
everybody, please, a big round of applause. I finally got my lease back today, signed by the landlord. Thank you very much.
Doesn't it have to be notarized now?
No, it doesn't have to be notarized. It's just fine. And it was all done by internet, too. You know, I signed
Who
it
is
with...
the? Do you know who the landlord is? Is it the fake landlord or the real landlord?
No, the real landlord. I know who the real landlords are.
Okay.
I've dealt with them. I know them.
Okay.
What kind of clothes does he wear?
Well, I know he wears a yarmulke. That I know.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Nothing
the guy
more, though.
squeezes every penny, every quarter till the Eagles scream.
Yeah, but I mean, finally, I had to deal with somebody else there, and he handled it all for me, and it was all taken care of.
So did you get the rent you want?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's up to now for the next 2 years. It's $540. Excuse me, $540 a month.
Oh my God,
Jesus, how can you afford that?
man! What is this? 1983?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was rolled back to 1993. Believe it or
Oh,
not.
okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is the $500? Is that just for you, Alex? Or does your wife have to pay $500 in addition?
No. In fact, I told her, hey, hon, I'll pay the whole rent. Okay.
Oh,
that
you're
was
so
nice of you.
Wow, that was nice of you.
Yeah.
nice man.
But after years of fighting this thing, finally, we got our whole thing done. We got it back, and it's been signed by the landlord, and
Fiasco.
I can breathe a sigh of relief. You know, I can
It's
put
just
my
should write your-
insane, that whole thing.
You should write your judge that helped you on this.
yeah.
thing.
Isn't that the Trump?
Send them
judge?
It's a Trump
send
judge.
them a
Yeah.
little special. I don't know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't signing it to be good to me. He was signing it just because he believed that was how the outcome should be.
Yeah.
And then later on, he went to handle the Trump case against with Stormy Daniels, that whole thing, and he found they found him guilty, and he came. He's a good judge. He's fine. Hey, I gotta start the theme here. Otherwise, I'll hear from Amy that I didn't get her on time or something. Anyway, hey, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. And thanks to Kevin as well for joining us this evening. Alan, thank you. And thanks to Charlie for being here. Yeah, go ahead. Hold it up. Hold it up. That's Brian Neary. And thank you finally to Ray for being here this evening. We appreciate
Say goodbye,
it, Ray.
Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia. Goodbye, because they're having the parade tomorrow.
Oh, okay. They'll destroy the city. Right.
Grease the pole.
Anyway, everybody wave goodbye, and I'll wave goodbye at you as well, okay? There they go, folks. That's our citizen panel for tonight. There'll be another citizen panel right after us with Amy Emanuel and The Intersection. You can call her on Skype at GabNet Live. I'll see you tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye.